Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? I hope you guys are great. We are so excited to be here with you and to see that you've joined us. Welcome to Transfer to the Nest. It is hopefully going to provide you a lot of information regarding admissions, the transfer process. I know when it comes to transferring, there's a lot of questions that students have. So we hope to be able to address some of the more common questions that we get. If you do have specific questions, you are able to chat them into us and we will respond to you. At the end of the admissions portion of the presentation, we will be answering a few of those, but as long as you chat them in, someone will respond to your questions. So we want to get that clear right away so you can start asking questions as soon as you have them. But just to give you an idea of what to expect for our Transfer to the Nest event, it's going to be about an hour-long live presentation. It's going to start with an admissions presentation, which I'm humbled to provide to you. And then we're going to lead into our transfer tool, where we'll show you how to use our transfer tool, which is basically going to give you an idea of how your credits should transfer in. After that, we'll take a few questions, give a few answers, and then we will take a quick little break just so you can do some laps around the living room, go get some water, whatever you need to do for a few minutes. And we will come back to introduce our favorite financial aid representative, Michelle Gonzalez. She will give a financial aid presentation because a lot of the questions that transfer students have are regarding financial aid, and she is an expert. And then she'll answer a few questions, so continue to ask your questions. And she'll respond to as many of those as she can, but we'll be sure to answer them individually in the chat as well. And after that, that will be the end of our live portion, and we will be pushing you back to our Transfer to the Nest website where you originally registered. You may have noticed that there's a lot of content that's been added. So a lot of videos from campus departments, and you can chat with our other campus departments. So we definitely want to make sure that you check out the content that you're interested in that way. We will be providing the application fee waiver code at the end of this presentation. So you got to stick with us through the whole thing to get the waiver code. We'll also be sending it in an email after the presentation. So we'll try to make sure you get that. Worst thing happens, just let us know and we'll provide it to you. That will only be live for 24 hours. So you want to make sure to submit your application by the end of the day tomorrow. And then we'll also follow up with a survey at the end just to see what you thought. We love feedback, you know, constructive criticism. I'm about it. So we're going to start kicking things off. I'm going to go through a little bit about what we have to offer at FGCU. So we have right now 59 major options. So 59 majors that you can choose from, everything between business, engineering, College of Arts and Sciences, education, and health and human services. We're adding new majors every semester, so you can expect for that 59 major options currently to grow each semester. Between those, some of the majors that we have are limited access majors. What this means is that there's an additional application and admission piece to be able to pursue one of those majors. Examples of our limited access majors are nursing is a pretty popular one, professional golf management, which is an awesome program. Our music programs are all limited access, and our clinical laboratory sciences programs. Those all have additional application materials in order to be admitted into those programs. We also have some major options that are offered through our FGCU Complete program. This program offers courses in flexible formats in 8-week semesters instead of full 16-week semesters. The courses are going to be offered online or at nighttime. We try to work around a busy full-time day schedule. So if you work full-time and you're really wanting to finish your bachelor's degree, this is a really great program for you. The major options that are available through this are our entrepreneurship program, our integrated studies major, and our child and youth studies major. So those are the 3 different major options that you can pursue if you need those flexible course times through the FGCU Complete program. We also have 3 distance learning majors, which means they're able to be completed entirely online. These 3 majors are health sciences, criminal justice, and legal studies. So those are our 3 online programs that we have right now. Some of the other programs may have courses available online, but we'll probably also include some courses in person. If you had registered for this event, you should have gotten an email letting you know how to attend, but also with a link to the curriculum map if you listed a major that you were interested in your registration. If you didn't list a major that you were interested in, we didn't send one to you, but they can be easily found on the program's website. But that curriculum map explains a little bit about what is to be included in the major that you're interested in, so you can kind of know what to expect in that degree. We'll circle back around to this in a little bit. So now we're going to talk about the different transfer types. So that's a really popular question. How do I know if I'm a transfer student or if I'm a freshman student? Well, once you've earned 12 credit hours after graduating high school, you are now considered a transfer student. Congratulations. If you've earned all of your college credits in high school, you're still considered a first time in college freshman student. Your credits can still count, but you're just not considered for admission purposes as a transfer student. So our first transfer level is called our lower level transfer. This means you've earned between 12 and 29 credit hours after graduating high school until you plan on attending FGCU. If you fall into this transfer level, we will be evaluating your high school transcripts still, because you're still in your first year technically of college. So we'll still be evaluating your high school transcripts as well as your SAT or ACT test scores, along with your college transcripts. So we'll need all three of those materials if you're a lower level transfer student between 12 and 29 credit hours. If you've earned between 30 and 59 credit hours, you're now considered a mid-level transfer student. You see how this is going? So if you're a mid-level transfer student, we're no longer going to be evaluating your test scores. We will need your high school transcripts. We will always need your high school transcripts. Go ahead and get them sent to us as soon as possible, but we're not going to evaluate your high school transcripts. We're just looking for high school graduation and your foreign language requirement being met in high school if you did it in high school. We will also need your college transcripts. So as a mid-level, we're going to be evaluating your college transcripts for at least a 2.5 GPA with at least one college English class and one college math class completed with at least a grade of C or higher. That's the qualifications minimum requirements for a mid-level transfer. And our final transfer level, you may have been able to guess it, it's an upper level transfer student. So if you are planning on transferring with 60 or more credit hours, an AA degree, or 60 credit hours, you're considered an upper level transfer student. This means you're going to have to send us your high school transcripts because we're still looking for verification of high school graduation, as well as the Florida foreign language requirement. But we're going to be evaluating your college transcripts for at least a 2.0 GPA and at least 2 college English and 2 college math classes. So that's the minimum requirements for an upper level transfer student. I know, moving on to the next topic, it's probably one that's very popular with most of you. It's transferring of credits. How do I know how many credits transferred, how my credits transferred, what I have credit for, what I still need to take? It's, you want to make the most of your credits, and we get it. We want to make the most of your credits too. We want to make sure that the classes that you took, you're going to get credit for. So this is a little bit about how that process will work. And we're also going to be walking you through the transfer tool to show you how you can enter in some of those courses to see how you can expect for them to transfer. That will be a little later, but just to give you an idea, credits from regionally accredited institutions are transferable. So if you've earned credits from a regionally accredited institution, they should be able to transfer to FGCU. But it's different how your credits transfer to FGCU versus how your credits count for your degree. So depending on how many credit hours you've earned from that institution and what specific credits they were having you take versus the credits that we require for your desired degree at FGCU will determine how those credits will be able to count for your new degree. I always recommend sticking with a general AA, taking your general education classes, not getting too specific with any major classes, because that tends to transfer best for your degree, because most of those classes are almost always required for your bachelor's degree at FGCU. If you are coming from a Florida college, whether it be a state college or another Florida college, you may be familiar with Florida's 2+2 program. So this means that if you graduate with an AA degree from a Florida college, whether it be Florida Southwestern, State College of Florida, Broward College, Miami-Dade College, I don't know that I can name them all, but there's a lot more. And if you graduate from one of those, with an AA degree, you will automatically have completed your general education requirements for your bachelor's degree. So when you transfer to us, you will just be taking classes for your major. You won't need to take any more humanities, social science, natural science. You completed that with your AA. Congratulations. On to the stuff you really want to learn about, your major classes. Now, if you have a little bit of time before you're wanting to transfer, you're going to want to pay attention to that curriculum map, because your major may require some prerequisite courses. And though you could still take them once you transfer to us most of the time, it'd be really great for making the most of your semesters once you transfer if you can fit them into your AA. So if you're able to, we recommend trying to fit some of those prerequisites in. If not, usually we can just have you wrap them up once you transfer to us. So that's our recommendation. Take a look at your curriculum map, see if that makes sense. We're here to explain it to you if you have any questions. But I think it's a really great tool. You kind of know exactly what to expect for your degree. We will be conducting an official evaluation of your credits during the application process. So when you submit your application to us, which hopefully you'll do within 24 hours of this event to use our waiver code to apply for free, once we have your application, you're going to send us your official high school and college transcripts and test scores if you're a lower level transfer student. Once we have all of that, we will review your transcripts and enter your courses that you took onto your new FGCU record, and you will be able to see that after you're admitted, so you can know exactly how your credits will transfer. So that evaluation occurs during the application process. Hopefully that gives you a better idea of how credits transfer. Like I mentioned, we're going to head to the transfer tool in just a little bit. Just a few more topics to touch on. I thought you all may want to know about our scholarships, because who doesn't want to talk about scholarships? So we have some transfer-specific scholarships through our admissions office that are merit-based scholarships. We have an in-state scholarship and we have an out-of-state scholarship. For the out-of-state scholarship, if you're planning on starting this fall semester, unfortunately the deadline for that has passed for the fall semester, but you could still start with us in the fall and submit that scholarship application by December 1st for consideration for the spring semester. That's called our out-of-state waiver through our admissions office. And if you have earned above a 3.4 GPA before transferring, you're eligible to apply for that waiver. It's a holistic review, and it will give you, essentially it waives the out-of-state portion of tuition, so you're left to essentially pay in-state tuition is our goal with that waiver. So if you're planning on starting in the spring 2021, you can still submit that waiver application, but if you want to start with us in the fall, we really want you to start with us in the fall too, and you can still submit that waiver application for the spring semester, and we'll still consider it. If you are an in-state resident and you are graduating with an AA degree from a Florida college, you can be considered for our Eagle Transfer Gold Scholarship. Technically, the deadline was May 1st to submit your application, but we are still able to consider your application for this scholarship if you meet that criteria. So you have to have earned an AA from a Florida college and at least a 3.5 GPA. And if you meet that criteria, then you're eligible for our Eagle Transfer Gold Scholarship. This scholarship will grant you $3,000 a year, which is awesome because it's like half of tuition, and that's a lot, I think. So 3.5 GPA, AA from a Florida college, Eagle Transfer Gold Scholarship of $3,000 a year. So that's a little bit about the scholarships that we have. Next, we're going to talk a little bit about the admissions process. So if you are ready to apply, we are ready for you to apply too. You can begin by submitting your application through our FGCU website. So where you went to register for transfer to the nest, you'll see an apply button at the top of the page, and that will lead you to the application. We also have recorded an application demonstration video that shows you exactly how to fill out the application. I know it can be confusing, and I think that tool would be really, really helpful. You can submit your application along with the application demonstration video, and it should make a lot of sense. If you have questions, let us know. But you're going to want to submit your application on our FGCU website. And once we receive the application, you're also going to want to send us your materials. So you need to request your high school transcripts and your college transcripts. A lot of people don't know how to request these. I know you might not have had to do it before, but you have to reach out to your high school. I usually suggest your high school administration, front desk can usually get you to the right people. I know people are kind of concerned about that right now if your high school is remote or people are on campus at your high school. I just recommend trying to call them, trying to reach out to them. If you're unsuccessful, let us know. We can try to assist. But you need to contact them and request that they send an official high school transcript to our FGCU admissions office. And then you're also going to want to request your official college transcripts from every institution that you've attended. So you would need to send it from the school where you got the credit. Even if your credit's transferred to your next school, we need it from the school that you took the credit at. And we're going to be waiting to review your application until we get that transcript. So you need to make sure that each of your transcripts are from each of your colleges. And if you're lower level, you need to request your test scores be sent by College Board or ACT. And as soon as we have all of that, you sit back, you relax, and you'll hear from us very, very soon with an update to your application. So the materials can take a few weeks to process. Reviewing your application can take a little while to process. But you should be hearing back from us soon, hopefully with, yay, congratulations, you're admitted. And after you hear that, you'll receive an email with next steps. You'll have to create what's called your Gulfline account, which is going to be your student profile for your entire time as a student with us. So once you create your Gulfline account, you can let us know that you're planning on coming by paying your admissions deposit. This will be on the bill and payment center of your Gulfline account. You'll see that there's a deposit due, and that secures your spot as a student with us. After doing that, within a day or two, you'll get an email with information to register for orientation. This is required for all students. Orientation is required because you're going to be registering for your classes at orientation. So no need to worry about registering for them on your own. You're going to be connected with an advisor at your orientation session, and you'll register for classes with them there. I think that's pretty much all the information that I can think of sharing with you regarding admissions. I hope you guys want to see the transfer tool. How does that sound? I'm going to go ahead and show you what the transfer tool looks like. And we'll show you how to use it. Give me one moment. Okay. So you should be able to see our website now. Beautiful website, amazing. And if you're on our website, you can access the transfer tool by clicking apply at the top. When you click apply, it will take you to admissions and aid. From here, you're going to want to click undergraduate on the left-hand side. And from here, you're going to scroll down just a little bit, and we are interested in transferring or earning a second bachelor's degree. Scroll down just a little bit, and you'll see transfer tool right here on the right-hand side. Go ahead and click on transfer tool, and this is what our transfer tool looks like. I'm going to go ahead and continue without signing in, but if you wanted to track what you've already entered, you're going to want to create an account. For time purposes, I'm going to continue without signing in. I'm just going to give you an example of how this would work. So I plan to enroll in spring of 2021. If you're planning to enroll in fall of 2020 and it doesn't say that there, don't be concerned. It's nothing to be concerned about. It's not going to make a difference. I'm just going to click spring of 2021. My intended program is criminal justice. Very cool program. Lots of cool classes in that program. I'm an undergraduate student, and I would like to pursue a bachelor's of science, and I'm getting a degree, a major in criminal justice. So you're just selecting the options as you go. I'm not doing a concentration. A concentration is only a couple of classes that allow you to specify in a specific field, but for this, I'm not doing a concentration, and from here, I'm going to enter my classes. So this is where you'll enter your school. I'm going to be transferring from Florida Southwestern. Go Bucks. And here's where you'll start to enter your classes. So you'll want to enter the classes that you earned at each school because the classes are connected with the school that they're under. So I'm going to say that I took English be helpful to click. You can see I've done this before. Composition. I see it popping up. So I took English Composition 1, ENC 1101. And you're going to select the term that you took it. So I took it in spring of 2020. I just passed it. Yippee. I got 3 credits and I got a B+. It was a semester class. And I do have other courses to add from this school, so I'm going to click the box at the bottom. If you just wanted to see how this one class would transfer, then you would just click proceed without checking the box. But I also am very curious to know how my college algebra class, sometimes I have a hard time talking and typing at the same time. College Algebra 1, MAC 1105, that's the class that I took. And I took it last fall of 2019. And I also got 3 credits and I got an A-, and it was a semester class. That's all the classes that I'm going to add from this school. So I'm going to click proceed. And from here, you could enter classes from another institution that you've attended, but I'm just going to see my equivalencies. I confirm that this is unofficial because this is just an estimate of how your courses will transfer. And this is basically the layout of what I've just entered. So you see it's comparing it for my bachelor's in criminal justice. If you scroll down, you'll see 8% of my degree was completed with those 2 courses. I completed some prerequisites for my major. I completed one of my English general education requirements, Composition 1. You'll see Composition 2 would have been checked off here if I completed that. And then you see one of my math requirements was met with my college algebra as well. So that's good. It's starting my general education. I'm going to keep scrolling down, and at the very bottom, you'll see it will show you exactly how it transferred. So ENC 1101 at FSW, Florida Southwestern, got a B+, and ENC 1101 Composition at FGCU will transfer as a B+ with 3 credit hours. So this gives you a rough idea of how it will transfer. If you look at this and it's showing that it's not transferring as you thought it would, or it's saying too few or too many credit hours, don't be concerned. This is just a general estimate. We probably need to go in and manually enter some information. So it's not a cause for concern. This is just more for your own personal knowledge. It's not required for you to do, but that's pretty much our transfer tool. So we hope that you found that helpful. Once again, it's not required. It's just up to you if you want to get an idea of how your courses transfer. If you're seeing that they're transferring less than you thought, don't be concerned. That's the biggest thing that I can say right now is it's not exact. We have to do the official evaluation, which occurs during the application process. So we did an admissions presentation. We went over a lot of information. We showed you how to use the transfer tool. Now let's see some of these questions that you guys have. We'll try to answer a couple of them, as many as we can. So one of the questions is, how do I know how many credit hours I have left for my degree? So I know you want to know exactly how many credits you have until you complete your degree. I've done this many. Will all of those count? How many credits is my degree? So that's a multi-step process. So we first need to do that official evaluation of your transcripts. When you're admitted, you'll be able to see this on what's called your degree works. So essentially that's showing how your courses have transferred into FGCU. Once we've entered your courses in on your degree, you can work with your advisor to determine the next courses that you would need to take and the remaining classes that you'll have to take for that degree. And as I already mentioned, you will be connected with an advisor at your orientation session. Hope that answers your question. If not, write back. And we'll do one more question. So, do I need to wait to finish my classes until I send my transcripts? No. Do not wait to send your transcripts until you finish your classes, because we will not review your application until we have all of your application materials connected with your application. So we want you to send your transcripts as soon as possible. We can start reviewing them with your courses in progress. You would just want to make sure to send us a final transcript once all of your courses were posted with a degree, just so that we can remove any future holds for that final transcript. But we should be able to review it, may even be able to continue offering you admission with that in progress transcript. We call it a preliminary transcript. So I think that's all the time we have for question and answer. You guys are welcome to continue writing in your questions as you have them. We're going to take just a couple-minute break here if y'all want to, stretch a little bit, get some water, run outside in the rain. It's raining here. I'm not going to run outside in the rain though. But we will be right back in a couple of minutes with Michelle Gonzalez, and she will be talking to us a little bit more about financial aid specific to transferring. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you in just a little bit. All right, we are back. We hope you've stretched and you're ready to learn a little bit more. We're excited to see that you've stayed with us, and now we are going to be having one of our financial aid experts, Michelle Gonzalez, give a presentation regarding financial aid. She's a fantastic resource. I know financial aid can be super tricky, but one of the biggest factors when making a decision about transferring is how will my financial aid be affected? So we want to make sure that you all are comfortable with that. So from here, we will be bringing you Michelle. Michelle?
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to go ahead and we're going to give you some information on financial aid and scholarships. We want to make this process as seamless as possible for you. I transferred here to FGCU 2 years ago from New York to join this family here, and I know you're going to love FGCU as much as I do. And we just want to make sure that when you're getting ready to apply, that your financial aid gets all put in place as well. So let's just go ahead and talk about our agenda for today. We're going to tell you a little bit more about our office. We're going to go over the cost of attendance, because that's really an important question that students have. What is it going to cost me to attend here? I'm going to give you 3 easy steps to maximize your financial aid and give you some important follow-up steps, and we're going to have some time for questions. If I can't get to all of your questions, I will stay after, and in the chat I'll answer them if we can't take them live. So let's go ahead and get started here. Just a little bit about our office. We are here to help. We want to give you that small school feel. Each student is assigned a financial aid advisor that'll work with you and your family. If you have questions about filling out the FAFSA, if you're not sure on a question on that, you can contact us. If you need help reviewing your financial aid award letter, if you have any special circumstance, if there's something unusual, if there's been a change in income in your family, maybe your family got divorced or you had a death of a parent, we're here to help and we can guide you through that process. And we want to also help you understand how to maintain your aid eligibility. So in order to keep your aid, you do need to do certain things, and we want to make sure that you understand that. So this is just our awesome team. They're extremely professional. They've had lots of years of experience, and there's not any scenario that we haven't seen. So if you need help, I want you to reach out to our office and we will guide you through that process. So let's talk about the cost of attendance. And what I really want to go over is maybe you had a high school financial aid night, and this may be something that they went over, but it's something I just want to review. And there's two types of costs when we talk about the cost of attendance. So there are direct costs, and those are charges that are going to appear on your student e-bill. Those are charges that the university is going to apply to your account. So all students will have tuition and fees based on the number of credit hours that they're registered for. And you will also have room and board if you are an on-campus student. But you also have expenses that you're going to incur, but they're not billed to your account. And those are living allowance if you're a student who's living at home, or you're a commuter student who has an off-campus apartment. You have books and supplies, you have transportation costs, and you have personal expenses. But the only costs that are going to be billed to your account are direct costs. And those are the ones we're going to focus on, plus books, to give you a generalized idea of your cost of attendance. So let's go over the cost of attendance for a student who is commuting. So this is a student who is living off campus or with their parents. The only charges they're going to see on their account are tuition, and then you'll have, an average books of about $300 a semester is with the average book. So you're looking at about $6,700. And why do we base this on 30 credit hours a year? Because you'll see in my example, I'm doing 15 hours in the fall and 15 hours in the spring. Because for students to be on pace to graduate in 4 years, you need to do, for most majors, 120 credits. So you need to do 30 credit hours a year. You will see that the out-of-state tuition will add an additional $19,043 for those 30 credits. Now, if you're looking to live on campus, we have several options for our transfer students. Again, we're basing this on the 30 credit hours for tuition, but then you have the option to live in Westlake or Northlake. So your cost with your books will be between $12,148 and $12,614. Again, if you are an out-of-state student, you're going to add that additional out-of-state tuition cost. So now, how do we maximize your aid? We want to make this process as seamless as we can for you, but not a lot of students realize that your aid does not automatically transfer from your other school to FGCU. You have to make some steps to make that happen. So the first thing is you need to let the federal government on your FAFSA know that you want that information to be sent to FGCU. So maybe when you filled out your FAFSA, it opened last October for this upcoming fall semester, you didn't know that you were going to be transferring, so you only put the school that you're currently attending on there. You need to log back into your FAFSA using your FSA ID and select the option to make corrections. And then you want to navigate to the school selection page and you want to enter FGCU's school code. And then you're going to re-sign and submit your application. That'll allow that information to be sent to our school. So we're not going to get it automatically. You have to go into your FAFSA and make that happen. So let me just show you what the FAFSA page looks like when you get to the school selection tab. You're going to either search by name or you can use our school code, which is 032553, and it'll automatically pull up FGCU for you. Okay, so that's the first thing you need to do. What happens after you do that? The results are going to be sent to the financial aid office. Your FAFSA may come with some messages, and it may say that you've been selected for verification. You may need to turn in citizenship documents. You may have selected a dependency override question that you're in foster care, you are a ward of the court, you are an orphan. We're going to need to collect those documents from you. Now, if you've turned them into your other school, unfortunately, you still need to provide them to us. We don't get the records from your other schools. You have to go through the process again. So if we're looking for any documents from you, they're going to be posted to your Golfline student portal, and it's going to be under the My Requirements section. So you'll see any of those outstanding items there, and everything is uploaded directly to your Golfline student portal. So you're going to click on the online form, you're going to attach your documents, and it's going to come to us right away, and we're going to process those. So you want to be monitoring your account for any needed documents or status changes. Or after you're admitted, you're also going to then be receiving your award letter. Okay, so everything is going to be done through that Golfline student portal, and you'll have access to that after you've applied and been accepted for the financial aid portion. At FGCU, we make it very, very easy. We make customized financial aid packages for our students based on their FAFSA information, and we award them all aid that they're eligible for. So if you qualify for something, we're going to automatically award it to you. So that includes our need-based grants from the federal and state government, as well as any FGCU funds and any loans. We also would require you, if you take out a loan, to redo your entrance counseling and your master promissory note with FGCU's information. And again, those requirements will be posted to your Golfline student portal. If you are interested in work study is a need-based employment program. Our application for work study opens in June. You do need to wait till you are accepted to apply to that, but you're just going to do that right on our website at fgcu.edu/workstudy. So you want to go ahead, get your application in, apply, get your FAFSA updated, and then once you get admitted, you can go ahead and submit that work study application if that's something you're interested in. So let's just give you some highlights from our office. We've not raised tuition in 7 years. We've awarded over $115 million in financial aid and scholarships. And 91% of our Pell Grant eligible students from the state of Florida do not pay any tuition out of pocket. And 52% of FGCU Eagles graduate with no student loan debt. And this is something that we're very, very proud of. We help our students to keep their loan debt borrowing, we keep their costs low, and we allow them to graduate in 4 years so that they're going out into the workforce with very little to no debt. Step 2 is scholarships. If you are a Bright Futures recipient, just like with the FAFSA, you have to let the state of Florida know that you're transferring schools. So you're going to either log back into your Florida Student Financial Aid application, or you can call them on the phone. We are school code 361, so if you call them on the phone, you just give them that code and they'll update your information. If you're doing it online, you're going to log into your Florida student application. You're going to select the academic year, and you're going to add your new institution, which will be, of course, Florida Gulf Coast University. Let me show you what that looks like. So this is when you log into their system. So let's talk about what the terms are. Term 1 is for the fall. Term 2 is for the spring. And then if you're planning on taking courses in summer 2021, you're going to check that box. And that will allow that information in Bright Futures to come to our institution. We're also going to automatically, award you the Bright Futures. Let's talk about what it covers here. If you have the highest level, which is the Florida Academic Scholarship, it's going to cover 100% of your tuition, and it's going to give you a $600 a year stipend. Okay, so that's automatically going to be applied to your account. If you have the Medallion Scholarship, that is the second level of Bright Futures, and that'll cover 75% of tuition. So those are the 2 Bright Futures programs that you can use here, the Academic Scholars and the Medallion. We will also automatically consider you for the Florida Student Assistance Grant based on your application and funding. Step 3, and this is the most important one, and students don't spend enough time on this, is applying for outside scholarships. Even though you're a transfer student, you heard about the fantastic admissions merit scholarships that we have to offer, but there's a lot of money from outside scholarships, and sometimes students just apply in their senior year of high school, but there are opportunities for students at all levels of as they're pursuing their bachelor's degree and on through their master's or doctorate degrees. You want to look for associations affiliated with your field of study, religious or community organizations, local businesses and civic groups, maybe your parent's employer, your employer. A lot of businesses will give scholarships. So you want to make sure that you're looking for those opportunities. You also want to start local. Community foundations are a great way to find a scholarship, and they're looking at students from only a very small geographic area. So these are just some local community foundations, and you'll see there's one for Southwest Florida, Collier County, Charlotte, and Immokalee. But if you live outside that area, I haven't forgotten about you. If you go to our website at fgcu.edu/scholarship, it's a fantastic scholarship page. And at the top is our community foundations, and it's broken down by all of the Florida counties. And if you're from outside of Florida, at the very bottom is a link to a map that'll take you to all of the United States. And you're going to pick the community foundation nearest where you live, and you'll be able to see what scholarships they offer. So this is a great way to find a scholarship on the local level. And these are just some national sources that students use, the College Board, FastWeb, Gates Millennium, Career One Stop. There's a lot more information on our website, so take a look at that. After this presentation is ended, you've got your code to apply. You want to check out that scholarship opportunities. So go to fgcu.edu/scholarships for those wonderful opportunities. We awarded over $10 million in Bright Futures and over $2 million in outside scholarships. Our students are applying for and receiving scholarships. If you have a scholarship from an outside agency that you've received, you need to let them know that you are now transferring schools so they don't send that money to your other institution. Once you have that check, you have that information, you're going to let them know to send your check to FGCU, and we will post that to your account. We also award over $4 million in our foundation scholarship. This application will go live in October 1st, and will stay open till March 1st of 2021, and that would be for the 21-22 school year. So be on the lookout for that. So in October that goes live. And as Katie mentioned, our EASL Transfer Gold scholarships, we awarded over $500,000, and you get your application in, you're automatically considered for that by our admissions team. So what are your next steps? You're going to apply for admissions to FGC. That is the first step. You're going to update your FAFSA and your Florida scholarship applications. You're going to check your email and golf line frequently, because if we're looking for something or we need additional documentation from you, that's how we're going to notify you. You're going to submit all those requested documents as soon as possible. And you're going to ask if you have or need assistance. You're going to call or you're going to email us. We are here to help you. Even though we're currently working remotely, our staff is available. You have several ways to contact our office. The best way is email. So if you go to our website, fgcu.edu/financial aid, all students after they apply are assigned a university ID number. That number is then assigned to a financial aid advisor. So when you use the email us link and you put in your university ID number, that email goes directly to your financial aid advisor. So you're going to be working one-on-one with your assigned advisor. If you have something that requires a more personal touch and it's more in-depth and it needs a phone conversation, you can schedule a phone appointment with our next on-call advisor. So you would just go to that link on our website when you right at the top to schedule a phone appointment. You're going to select the date and the time. Now, if you select on a date and there are no time slots available, that means we're full that day. So go ahead and select another day. We also have our phone lines open from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. So you can call our office, and our phone number and contact information is right on that page as well. So you have 3 options to contact us. We are here to help you. So if you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to us. We're here to help. I also want to strongly encourage you to follow us on social media. We provide tons of valuable resources on important deadlines, applications, reminders, and scholarship opportunities. So a lot of times we get notified from a local source that they have a scholarship and they want us to advertise that. So we will push that out through our social media channels. So we are on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So go ahead and follow us there, and so that we can have that opportunity to to give you that information and you don't miss any important deadlines or opportunities. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take some questions. I haven't submitted my transfer application, but I know I'm coming in the fall to FGCU. Should I add the school code now? Absolutely. Go ahead and add that right away. If you know that you've made the decision to transfer, go ahead and add that school code. We'll get that information and then we can start reviewing your file and see if there's anything else that is needed. Are there other jobs opportunities on campus besides work study? Yes, if you're someone who doesn't qualify for work study because it is a need-based employment opportunity, then yes, you have the opportunity to find a job on campus, like through our dining services, some of our academic departments, our bookstore. So there are, if you're a student who's looking to work, there are options for you. And I think we'll take one more question. Let's see what we have here. I have an outside scholarship. Where do I send that to? Yep, so that's, again, if you have an outside scholarship check, you're going to wait till you're accepted. And you're going to wait to have that acceptance from FGCU, and then you're going to go ahead and send that check right to the financial aid office. So we'll go ahead and get that posted, but we can't do anything or process any checks until you got that formal acceptance. Well, that's all the time I have for now, but I will stay around and answer any other questions that we were not able to get to now, but I'm going to go ahead and send it over to Katie, who's going to kind of wrap up our day. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Michelle. I always learn something new every time that I hear her give a presentation because financial aid can be so particular. So I hope you guys learned something from that. This is actually all that we had for the live portion of the presentation. So from here is where we are going to provide, push you back to our Transfer to the Nest website where you can view any of the pre-recorded content. There's some really, really cool videos on there. All of our campus departments have representatives on their Facebook pages, so you can click to chat them through Facebook if you have questions. If you want to know if we have a specific club sport, how you get in contact with someone from an intramural team, whatever questions you have, you're able to ask them. We are now going to be providing the application fee waiver code that you can use at the very end of the application to waive the $30 application fee. So that will be dropped in the featured chat. So you should be able to see that there. And we will also be putting our Transfer to the Nest website so that you can go back to see all of that pre-recorded content, chat with campus departments. And then lastly, I wanted to make sure that you know if you have any other questions, you can respond to the text message that you got. If you registered, you should have gotten a text message to your phone. You can ask any questions to that phone number and we'll respond through there. Or you can also always email us back. We should have emailed you confirming your registration, and you can send an email back to us to ask any questions that you have. But we really appreciate you all joining us for this event. It was really fun to bring this information to you. We hope you all are taking care of yourselves and staying safe, and we are here to help you. So let us know if you have any questions. We will assist you in the process, no matter what your questions are. On that note, have a great rest of your Thursday and go check out our Transfer to the Nest page. Bye-bye, everybody.